Welcome, fellow explorers, to another deep dive. Have you ever, found yourself in a conversation feeling like your brain's just doing mental gymnastics just to form a simple sentence in English? Or maybe you've seen people who speak English so effortlessly, like it's second nature. No hesitation, no internal struggle. Well, today we're kind of embarking on a mental expedition. We want to transform how your brain processes language. And we're drawing on some recent neurolinguistic studies and practical research here. Our mission, really unpack that big shift that happens when you train your brain to think in English, not just translate it, and give you the strategies to make that shift yourself.
That's such a critical point. You've really hit the nail on the head there. It's a game changer. The secret isn't just, more words or perfect grammar. It's about getting out of that translation loop that often bogs us down. When you genuinely think in English, you just drastically cut down the cognitive load, which means, faster responses, fewer mistakes that come from literal translation, and just a much more natural kind of idiomatic flow when you speak. And what's really interesting is this isn't some elite technique. These ideas, they work for everyone, whether you're just starting out or, already pretty advanced.
Okay, so let's dig into why this shift is so powerful. Most learners, right, when they start, they treat English like a code. They think in their native language, mentally translate, then speak. It's like running this extra app in the background, just chewing up processing power.
Totally.
And that process, it doesn't just slow you down. It can really grind things to a halt conversationally, makes you feel stuck or unsure, like hitting a mental wall.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And if you look at it from a neurolinguistic viewpoint, like in the research on cognitive efficiency, that constant back and forth, it uses up immense mental energy. When you train your brain to think directly in English, you're not just skipping a step, you're actually building new neural pathways, like opening up an express lane in your brain.
Yeah.
And this doesn't just make you faster, it helps you naturally pick up English phrases and expressions. Think about idioms, right? Kick the bucket. Doesn't really translate literally.
No, not at all.
Thinking in English helps you absorb those things organically. And beyond that, it helps you get a deeper, kind of intuitive feel for the language. You start noticing patterns, sentence structures, how words naturally hang together, allocations,
right,
without even trying to memorize rules. It's just much more effective.
And I guess that feeds right into building confidence.
Absolutely.
Because if you're engaging with the language inside your head, you're basically rehearsing all the time, like a mental practice run with zero stakes.
Exactly.
So that constant mental workout means when you do need to speak, the words feel less foreign. They come more naturally. And that fear of making mistakes starts to shrink. It's like proactive mental conditioning.
Indeed. And it goes beyond just speaking. Think about listening comprehension. When your brain is already kind of in English mode, you process what people are saying much faster, more accurately, because you're not mentally translating every single word they say.
That makes sense.
If you tie this into the bigger picture of fluency, it's a huge step. Language isn't only about words and grammar rules. It's so deeply connected to your mindset and really immersing yourself, even just in your thoughts. It's about moving from being a translator of English to being a natural user of English.
So pulling it all together then, what we're really discussing is a fundamental change in how your brain actually engages with English. Whether you want smoother conversations, better writing, or just to feel more comfortable, more at home in English. Learning to think in the language is a crucial, really transformative skill. And the best part, it's actually doable. Anyone can do it if they put in that deliberate practice. But okay, before we jump into the how-to, let's tackle some of those invisible walls, the myths that kind of whisper, oh, you can't do this yet. First one. This idea that thinking in English is only for, the super advanced speakers, that you need this massive vocabulary or perfect grammar first.
Yeah, that's a big one. And honestly, it's a major roadblock for so many people. The truth.
Yeah.
Anyone can start, even with really basic words. If you know, I'm hungry, okay? Instead of thinking it in your native language, just think I'm hungry. That's it. That's the first step.
Simple.
Yeah. You're not aiming for, complex philosophical thoughts right away.
Yeah.
Simple, direct links.
Okay. Another related myth then. You have to pack up and move to an English-speaking country.
Yes. The immersion myth.
Yeah.
Look, full immersion. It's great. It definitely speeds things up like a turbo boost.
Right.
But it's absolutely not a requirement. Especially now. We can basically build our own little English bubbles, right? Listen to podcasts. Watch shows without subtitles.
Or label things.
Or label things, yeah. Stick notes on your furniture. It's about getting consistent exposure, not your location.
What about the fear of making mistakes while you're thinking? I've actually heard people worry they'll somehow, hardwire errors into their brain.
That's an interesting worry. Comes from a slight misunderstanding of learning, I think. Let me reassure you. Mistakes are totally natural, a necessary part of learning anything. And when you're just thinking, nobody's grading you.
True.
The goal isn't perfect thoughts right now. It's just getting your brain used to forming thoughts directly in English. It's like a private rehearsal space. Very low stakes.
Okay, here's another I've heard. This anxiety that thinking in English will make you forget your native language.
Oh, definitely not. That's a completely unfounded fear. Your brain is amazing. It can handle multiple languages easily. Practicing thinking in English actually makes your brain more flexible, better at switching between languages.
So it helps overall cognitive skills.
Exactly. It's an expansion, not a replacement. Your mother tongue isn't going anywhere. It's part of who you are.
And finally, the big one. Ugh, it just feels too hard, too unnatural, too forced.
Ah, yes. That initial awkwardness, it definitely can feel like that, like trying to write with your, non-dominant hand. But just like learning to ride a bike or play guitar, consistency is everything. The more you consciously do it, the more automatic it becomes. You're literally rewiring things up there, and that takes small, persistent effort.
Right. So if we've cleared away those mental roadblocks, the big question is, how? How do we actually start doing this? What are the practical steps starting today?
All right, let's get down to the practical playbook. Brass tacks. First technique, really foundational for building direct links, labeling objects. Grab some sticky notes, write the English word for things you see every day. Lamp, window, mug.
Okay.
Stick them right on the items. Every time you see the object, boom, direct English connection. You skip the translation step. It's like creating a mini visual dictionary right in your own space.
That's great because it's so passive, almost, but really powerful for your subconscious. My next suggestion builds on that, narrating your daily activities. This sounds simple, but it's super effective for getting into the habit of forming English sentences. As you go about your day, just narrate your actions. In your head, I'm making coffee, I'm putting on my shoes, I'm checking my email. You're giving yourself constant personalized practice, no teacher needed.
I love that one. It turns the mundane into practice time. And a great follow-up is having internal conversations with yourself. This goes beyond just narrating. It's about engaging in a mental chat. Pretend you're explaining something. Or maybe debating a point in your head. You see an interesting building, think, wow, that architecture is amazing. Wonder who designed it. Looks maybe early 20th century.
Right, little micro conversations.
Exactly, building fluency one thought at a time.
And what if you get stuck for words during these internal chats? That's where maybe flashcards or language apps come in handy.
Precisely.
But the key isn't just memorizing, right? It's using the words.
Yes. Don't just memorize delicious. Learn it, then think, this coffee is delicious later that day. That active recall makes the vocabulary stick so much better.
Got it.
Another really solid technique, especially for reinforcing grammar and sentence structure, is journaling in English. End of the day, just 5-10 minutes. Write a few sentences, what you did, how you felt, something interesting that happened.
And it helps writing skills, too.
Exactly. It forces you to build coherent thoughts on paper, which reinforces your internal dialogue. Plus, nobody's reading it unless you want them to. Total freedom to experiment.
And we have to talk about immersion, obviously, but making it active, not just passive listening or watching. So watch movies, listen to podcasts, read books, but engage your brain, right? Pause it. Ask yourself, what would I say there? Or what does that phrase really mean?
Yes, active engagement.
And what I really like, especially for rhythm and flow, is using music.
Yeah.
Pick English songs you enjoy, really listen to the lyrics, try singing along.
Well, that's a good one.
Your brain just naturally picks up the rhythm, the stress, the intonation, all crucial for sounding natural. It's fun, too.
Absolutely. And for learners who really want to hone that sound of English, the prosody, shadowing is fantastic.
Explain shadowing quickly.
Okay, so you listen to a native speaker, maybe a podcast clip or a short video, and you repeat what they say as they say it in real time. You're trying to mimic their exact tone, pronunciation, speed.
Like being their echo.
Exactly. It's intense, but it trains your brain to connect sound directly to speech output, bypassing translation. Builds really quick, natural responses.
Wow. Okay. So lots of powerful techniques there. But the main takeaway seems to be consistency.
Absolutely. Pick one or two that appeal to you. Don't try to do everything at once, and just do it daily, even 5 minutes. It's that consistent, small effort that builds the habit.
Progress, not perfection.
Precisely. Consistency is the secret sauce. Okay, so we've got these great techniques, but let's be real. It's not always easy. There are hurdles, things that trip people up. One of the biggest, feeling stuck. You just can't find the right word in your head. Brain freeze.
Oh, yeah, that's so frustrating. Like your internal dictionary just vanished.
It's totally normal, though. It actually means your brain is working, searching.
So what do you do?
Key thing is, stay calm. Don't just freeze up. Simplify. Can't think of delicious. Can you think the food tastes good? Or even just good food. The goal is to keep the thought flowing. Maintain momentum. Don't get stuck on one perfect word.
Right, keep the communication going, even if it's just internal. Another challenge I hear about is overthinking. That pressure to form perfect sentences, grammatically flawless, even inside your own head.
Like having a tiny critical editor sitting on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Well, here's the liberating part. Your thoughts don't have to be perfect. This is your private space. No judgment. Give yourself permission to make mistakes in there.
Embrace the messiness.
Exactly. Tell that internal editor to take 5. It's part of learning.
Okay, but what about when you do realize you made a mistake in your thoughts? That can be discouraging too.
Think of it as instant feedback. You caught an error, great. Just mentally correct it. Should have been went, not good, and move on. Each little correction refines your internal understanding of English. It's a learning moment.
Makes sense. Then there's that deeper fear we touched on, forgetting your native language.
Let's go put that one to bed again. Your native language is deep-rooted. It's safe. Thinking in English is about adding skills, building cognitive flexibility. It's expansion, not erasure, like adding another tool to your toolbox.
Okay. And the ever-present challenge? Time. Everyone's busy. How do you fit this in?
This is where you get creative with small pockets of time. You don't need hour-long sessions. Narrate your commute. Think in English while you're waiting for the kettle to boil. Label things while cooking.
Use the gaps.
Exactly. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. It all adds up significantly over time.
And the final hurdle, maybe the biggest for any new habit, inconsistency. Losing motivation.
Yeah, happens to the best of us. My advice here is crucial. Set ridiculously small goals to start. Maybe just commit to thinking one sentence in English during your breakfast. That's it.
Super achievable.
Right. Consistent small wins are way better than ambitious plans you abandon after a week. And please, celebrate the small wins. Did you manage to think about your shopping list in English? Awesome. That's progress.
Wow.
Recognizing those little steps keeps the motivation engine running.
So true. It really boils down to patience, persistence, and keeping a positive, realistic attitude. Let's make this really concrete now. Hearing about others who've actually done this can be incredibly motivating. These aren't just random stories. They're patterns we see, distilled from lots of learners' experiences.
Absolutely. Think about someone like, let's call her Maria, from Brazil. When she first moved to the U.S., she was constantly translating from Portuguese. Lots of anxiety, halting speech. She started super basic, using some of these ideas. Morning routine, mentally label kitchen items, refrigerator, coffee maker.
The labeling technique.
Yeah. Then she'd narrate her breakfast. I am pouring milk. I am eating cereal. Simple, present, continuous. After maybe a month, she started noticing English thoughts just popping up. Uninvited.
Wow.
Within 6 months, especially when she felt strong emotions, like frustration or joy, her first internal reaction was often in English. No translation needed. She said it felt like her brain was finally free.
That's amazing. And it really shows how those simple daily tasks become practice ground. I remember reading about a similar case. Raj, working in a factory in India. He wanted a better job, needed better English. No classes, no tutors available easily.
Right, limited resources.
So he just decided to become his own teacher. During his long shifts, he'd quietly narrate his work tasks in English. I am attaching the bolt. This part needs cleaning. The machine is loud.
Internal commentary.
Exactly. Started as conscious effort. Felt weird at first, probably. But over time, he found himself thinking about work problems. His team, even his lunch, just naturally in English.
That consistent internal practice.
Yeah. It totally transformed his fluency. He ended up getting a management role in a multinational company. It really shows the power of that internal immersion.
These stories aren't just feel-good tales. They demonstrate the principle. You don't always need fancy courses or to live abroad. What you need is deliberate practice, some creativity, and just sticking with it.
Yeah.
And hey, remember, you're not alone in this. There are tons of online communities, resources out there for support.
Definitely. And let's be clear. It's okay if it feels hard sometimes. It's supposed to feel a bit challenging at first. Everyone goes through this, even native speakers learning as kids, right? It's a process. The key is just acknowledging the small wins, celebrating them, and trusting that you are making progress, even if it feels slow.
And if motivation dips, always circle back to your why. Why are you learning English? Better job, travel, connecting with people, watching movies without subtitles.
Right.
Whatever your reason is, keep it front and center. That's your fuel.
So, to everyone listening, remember Maria, remember Raj. Countless people have done this. You absolutely can too. Start small, be consistent, don't fear mistakes. Your brain is capable, you just need to gently guide it.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, let's just quickly hit the main points again. We've looked at why thinking in English is such a big deal for fluency, getting past that translation barrier. We busted some common myths, like needing to be advanced or live abroad. It's accessible to everyone.
Right.
And we gave you a whole toolkit of practical techniques, labeling, narrating, journaling, shadowing. Plus, strategies for navigating those inevitable challenges, like getting stuck or losing steam. The core message: start small. Be patient.
So, as you go about your day now, here are maybe a few final nudges to get you started. First, just pick one technique we talked about. Just one. Try it for 5 minutes today. Second, maybe try that internal narration next time you're commuting or washing dishes. I am walking. I am washing. Third, actively try to catch yourself translating. When you notice it, consciously switch. Think the word directly in English, even one word. And really the most important thing, don't aim for perfection right away. Aim for practice. It's about building that cognitive muscle, gradually making English thought more automatic. Every little bit counts.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Language isn't just about talking to others. It's about how we think. By training your brain to think directly in English, you're not just learning vocabulary, you're actually reshaping how you see and process the world, adding a whole new linguistic lens.
That's a powerful idea.
It really is. Imagine the mental flexibility that gives you. So believe in the process, practice consistently, and trust that eventually thinking in English will feel just as natural, just as intuitive as thinking in your native language. You'll get there.